Hi, my name is Sandy. I'm the owner of Sandy's School in East Wareham, Massachusetts. I have two locations. I have one in Wareham and I have one in Southborough. I started the school about 35 years ago. I started the school because I've always loved kids and I've always wanted to have my own school and I've always wanted a daycare, and to this day I still love working with kids and I love working at the school, and it's just something I've always wanted to do.
My name is Alicia. I am Sandy's daughter. I run the Southborough School. I have been doing it for almost 4 years now, which I can't believe.
I've been working at Sandy School for 9 years. I've worked between both locations, Wareham and Southborough.
Because it's a small business and it's a small school, I teach every day, so I don't get to do any of my so-called office work until at nighttime.
Being so far away from my mom, I think, having that business partner right next to you is always, a really good aspect. I think one of the challenges is we don't really get to talk a lot about the business on hand because she's in the classroom or I'm being pulled one way. Sometimes our conversations happen at 7, 8 o'clock at night in the car when I'm making dinner. I think that aspect of it is hard because, some people can leave work at work, and for us, it's not like that.
This job is definitely a roller coaster at times. Everything's dependent on whether the children had a good night's sleep or in their moods for the day, and that can definitely affect our day here in class, but other than that, I love everything about my job.
I started here in Wareham when I was, I grew up with it. I just grew up with it. I think I was so excited one summer that she finally put me on the payroll. And I started off as a teacher's assistant, went back to school, went to college, always came home and subbed, always came in and taught. And one day I went to a meeting, a director meeting, and I looked at my mom and said, this is what I want to do.
Well, before I did this, I worked with special needs kids, and that was one of my first jobs, is working with special needs kids, and I just have always loved working with kids. Like, it's just something in me. It's just I've never stopped loving to work with kids. It's just something I've always wanted to do. And even to this day, when people say to me, don't you ever get burnt out, you want to do something else? I say, no, there really isn't anything else I want to do. I just want to work with kids. It's just like a passion of mine that I've always wanted to do.
The most rewarding thing, I think, is every aspect of the kid. Those proud teacher moments, when they learn to write a letter for the first time. I feel like sometimes I just get overexcited that the whole school can hear me scream. Or when they go to the bathroom on the potty the first time.
The kids are consistently here from infant to age 5, which means you get to know the child really well, and the parents, which means that you can work with kids a lot easier and a lot better because you really get to know who they are.
To me, they're like my own kids. We have them, some of them 5 days a week, 9 hours a day. We help parents raise them.
The most rewarding thing in childcare is watching kids grow, especially when you have kids that you start like from 1 month old and then they stay with you until they're like 5, and you send them off to kindergarten knowing that they know everything they know to be prepared for kindergarten.
The other thing is too, when they run into school in the morning and, bye mom, bye dad, and they just run in or run and give you the biggest hug and look at you and say, hi Miss Alicia, I love you so much. Your heart just melts. It just melts, and sometimes when you're having the worst days, they're there to pick your spirits up. And I think that is just the most rewarding thing that, somebody could feel. They never feel, I guess, they never have bad days, like adults do, and it's so nice to have not a care in the world, and sometimes you can live vicariously through the kids. and just kind of leave your problems at the door and go into the classroom and just be a kid. And again, that's so rewarding to me, just to be a kid again and have them love you so much.